and welcome to Geek Space TV. 100% professional things were happening immediately before this camera went live. That's my name and my game. Don't wear it out. I'm not retweeting something right now.
You also didn't say your name, so
I
we don't
have
know
not
your name.
said my name. I have done very few things, but all of them have been professional in this moment, so I don't know what you're suggesting over there. Hi everybody, my name's Random Tuesday. I will be your GM for this evening. We are being joined by you for our final episode of Leviathan Distant Stars Season 2. Don't freak out, don't panic. There's Season 3 will be happening. It will be happening. You should have already gotten your contract.
What? We have been renewed. Thank God for the network.
We've been renewed for a 14th season. Why is it still happening? Just
let them die.
Okay, each boy has individually died more than once.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
But does it make people happy?
I don't know.
Does it
Probably
make
makes
good
them money.
chips?
It does, according to Tumblr anyway. 99% of my knowledge of Supernatural is coming from Tumblr. Hello, everybody. We have many announcements for you this fine evening. I hope you are doing quite well. I certainly am. Our first announcement is what?
If Kika dies,
No.
maybe. No. I can be Kylo Ren because psionics live in this world.
That's not the announcement.
Yeah, you could have telekinesis and be a melee fighter. Like, that is entirely possible.
Not kill Kika!
You to be fair though, you can't have both telekinesis and telepathy and be like good at fighting
and
with
wide
melee.
pecs.
Can I have father issues?
Yes.
And a moody disposition.
Yes.
And talk in 2 volumes, which is very quiet or very loud.
And that is
Thank you,
different
Anna.
from how you normally talk out. there's no very quiet. That's what's different. I guess I'll do the other announcements. No, you're too late. We'll come back to that moment, but I thought that's what you were going to talk about. Our first announcement, as usual, we have a Patreon. We like to be supported. You can support us. If you'd like to help us keep doing what we're doing and be able to keep these butts in these seats and pay the butts for being in these seats and providing you amazing content, there are several ways you can do that. One, you're already doing one of them. You're here, you're watching the stream, you're maybe talking about it with other people. If not, you could consider telling other people about it, spreading the good word of the geek space. Oh, Krend is here.
It's good to see Krend.
Are we gonna take his clothes off?
Hi, Crunch.
Wait, what?
So that is an old school reference. That is an old reference.
We coped with an election one time by wrestling Krun naked in a shower.
Yes.
Did we snap pictures?
That was yes, there were definitely pictures.
Oh.
So to keep them in these seats and to pay for them to be in these seats, you can do so by contributing to our weekly donation, which we have down below my face. That is split into 2 halves, so if we exceed the first half, then we go to the second half, and it helps pay for all of our expenses for the week. If you would like to set up a regular monthly donation, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/geekspacetv and signing up for a regular monthly donation. Small regular amounts are incredibly helpful, and we truly appreciate that. Wait, I was practicing this, and I got it right because you gave me the tip, which is that all love includes a little bit of a middle finger.
Wow.
Okay, we can take it 2 different ways.
It's also 2 can ladies touching their feet together.
Yeah.
We're also going to be, meaning me, are also going to be working on revamping Patreon a little bit this month.
Ooh, we're going to be working this month, and by we, meaning Anna Geeks, is going to be working on revamping the Patreon this month. Huh? Because she's on vacation. She's saying from behind me doing her job.
One of my jobs.
She's leisuring.
Wait.
There's some leisuring happening off camera.
Liz, how do
Don't
you
worry
make the little
about
heart
it.
with your fingers that you showed me that one time?
Wait, what?
Little hearts.
How is that little heart?
Because it's no, you gotta twist it. So you see, there's a little heart there.
The littlest
Oh,
heart.
Yeah, it's a little heart.
My mom used to do this, but she was like, I'm
Shamelessly.
playing the violin. Can you see it?
Shamelessly stolen
Oh,
from
violin.
K-pop
Play
stars.
just
Are
for you.
there
so is
rails?
this.
Is there a
So,
track?
well, this was a J-pop star, so
Okay.
I didn't come up with that.
Like now that you have explained this to me, I feel very prepared to do this quickly. No, stop the can right now. This is a different place.
I fight change.
So those are our main announcements of how you can support us. You can also host the stream, tweet it out, share it out amongst your friends and family and random strangers you might see on the street. And are you ready now?
Yeah.
We have an announcement about next week's programming, because it's weird. We're having 2 season finales this week. So what are we going to do next week, Claudia?
Anna's made a mistake.
No! Take that back! Start again!
High School Royale starts season 2 next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We've got an amazing cast who have all agreed to come back for some rando reason. We got you and Lauren and Calamity Jamie and Drunkly Romantic and Steph, which is not our Twitter, but you can definitely find her. It's pretty great. And I'm totally ready.
Turn it grades! Turn it grades! Turn it grades! Turn it grades!
So yeah,
We're
tune
ready
in.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got glasses, you guys.
Only if you wear that wig.
This one?
Just that wig.
This is like Ava's puberty. It comes out in weird ways when you can control electricity.
It's true.
you're like
So
10.
I am very excited to come back with High School Royale as Kenna #not a knife girl. 2 other announcements for you. We are starting another show next week, a new show. This is actually a new show. Anna Geeks and myself are going to be starting Behind the Screens, where we talk to you about how to run and play RPGs, mostly how to run RPGs, and I help her plan for the upcoming D&D show, which is currently, as of yet, untitled. Anna is totally not panicking. I may or may not have met her for brunch, and which I created a lesson plan for these, and I was like, okay, so this is how we're going to structure it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's going to be really great. I'm very excited. I think our first session is going to just be about, like, do's and don'ts of roleplay games. So that'll be super cool. That'll be on Wednesdays, a couple hours before Leviathan. I think our planned start time was 2 p.m. Pacific time. 2 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, what day?
So,
It should change right now, but you know.
which, yes, it may change on Wednesdays.
Oh.
So I'll
no
be
idea.
here, like I am already,
Yeah.
before you on Wednesdays. That
means
was
there's
not shade,
no-
that was just, like, a fact.
There's no possible way we can get here ahead of her.
No.
There's just, I mean,
Well, actually, I don't work next Wednesday, so I could.
Oh, you could roll up and be here in the
Spring
morning.
break!
And then the other announcement, Friday nights for 4 weeks during the month of April and May, mostly April, I am going to be bringing back the best band, the Right Clique. For those of you who missed the fundraiser, the Right Clique will be returning. It was a show that I ran as a one-shot for D&D, but discovered that they're all amazing. So we're going to be bringing back Muppet Aphrodite, Pumpkinberry, and Megan Saidi, and who the 4th person is going to be. And we are going to be returning as the Right Clique, the best band of not bards. And 1 bard. So I'm pretty excited to be doing that. Yeah, there's only 1 bard in that group, but they definitely were a band. They
Play instruments?
If you count using sticks on someone's armor an instrument, then yes. Yes, they
Gonna be
did.
majestic.
It worked for
I
Ringo.
also do.
right? That's very inventive. When you're in the middle of battle and you need to make music.
There will be no real need for you to have seen the original episode from the fundraiser, but I believe it should be going up on YouTube sometime before next week is the hope.
Editing it tomorrow, and
The hope is
hopefully sometime this weekend.
hopefully sometime this weekend it will be up there. So if you do want to catch up on it, it'll be a 3-hour one-shot, which is now no longer a one-shot. So I'm very excited about this. They were delightful players last time.
Claudia, did you want to talk about us potentially doing the premiere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all
Spare
of High School
everywhere.
Royale is on YouTube, which is cool because I'm gonna do my homework and watch it all. But what we've decided upon is that there is a non-0% chance that this weekend we are also going to put them all and redistribute them through the Twitch.
You're gonna recast them.
Yes, that's the word.
It's
We're
probably not.
Going
recasting
to
them
premiere them.
this weekend. So if you're like, oh my goodness, I need to watch all of High School Royale to get ready, you got it. It's this weekend.
some good shit happened, man.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm really excited about it because
Especially that ending.
I introduced like 20 characters and I need to remember all their names again.
Do you though?
I do. They're actually important for season 2, so I do.
I mean, I hope you remembered Kyle.
I mean, how could you forget Kyle?
I know.
Or
I know.
Dankula,
Right?
the dankest.
I don't know what's going on at all.
Dankula is actually the son of a vampire, and he likes weed.
I was not asking to be a
You were just happy with Dankula.
Yeah.
existing.
Never seen Kyle.
So on that note,
got a
let us
hand.
introduce our fabulous players this week, starting with the lost member of the Golden Girls.
Hi, guys. My name is Sarah. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Shell Game, or apparently Golden Girls or something. I don't know. Anyway, I like the wig because it's short. I also play Thea Brone, who is a, man, I always think I'm going to have something super clever at this point, and then I'm like, ooh, I'm going to vamp for a little while. And really the reality is that Thea runs around and she doesn't have any emotions, and so she just takes as many things as she can to help fill the void of having no emotions. Thank you.
Their emotions.
Oh, shit. Also, she has a best friend, Kika.
Kika has all the emotions.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Jackie Dash, Jakidash. And I play Kika, who is our baddie space engineer. I fix the things, and I break them, and then I fix them correctly.
Hi, I'm Tony Beeman. I'm at Tiny Beeman. I play Ludwig van Pelt, a tiny, well-dressed lion man who's 1 centimeter shorter than Kika,
I'm an ass.
who's from the Leonis gynocracy, and he currently has a really awesome helmet that's a little too big for him.
There is part of me that wish we'd been able to like make you a paper mache lion helmet.
I guess I don't get to wear that all night tonight.
That's really
have
unfortunate.
fan art of a tiny lion man with a big lion
Do
helmet.
we have a bucket?
Do we have a bucket? Good question.
Do we have a KFC container?
Oh my god. Before this goes further and poor Tony is upended, I am Lizzie the Bold. You can find me at Lizzie the Bold on Twitches and the Twitters. I am a part-time streamer, full-time leisurer, and leisure suits need not apply though. Not about it. And I am playing Ziana. Blanked on it for a second. And I play Ziana Rendrathi Taldroxisto, and she is the captain of the Batleth. She is much beleaguered and about to go kick some ass, which is kind of her happy place. So hopefully we won't die.
Her
Always
ass is her happy place.
Her happy place is kicking ass.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes, not hers. Others. Other asses.
You take the names.
Yep.
You kick the
Not
asses.
not getting ass kicked. Like I don't want my ass kicked. I want to kick other people's
You want to be the
ass.
kicky. You want to be the kicker.
Correct. Correct.
I'm glad we're specifying.
Also,
To kick
puncher.
or not to kick. Wait, what?
Also puncher, also stabber, and slasher, and all the other violences.
And I am Random Tuesday, your GM for this evening. So with that, I think we are ready to dive back in to the madness.
It's not okay.
It's not
We've been
madness.
on our best behavior.
You guys have been pretty well behaved.
Thank you.
So
Do you see what time
kind
it
of
is?
what kind of
Yeah, I did.
but it took us 17 minutes to get around.
we had a lot of
three big
announcements.
announcements.
We did.
We had three, and also we had to announce things that weren't announcements.
I just realized that Kylo Ren and me could be the same person.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't figure that out when you were building your character for this. Instead, you're like, I want to be a bat.
Priorities were correct, but also incorrect.
So, the crew of the Batleth, also the crew of the Leviathan Sarin, are on a long-term mission that they have been on for a while to essentially save the galaxy from a threat, an impending threat. Especially, I should say, this sector, which is the nearest sector to the sector in which this monstrous alien race known as the Rays are coming from. They encountered them very early on, and they have gone on a number of missions to prepare themselves to venture into Ray's territory in order to acquire information, to defeat, take down, stall, in some way prevent the destruction of the galaxy, is the long-term hope. At this point, they have armed their ship with better weapons, better engines, and now all they need is a map to get themselves to that system, which unfortunately can really only be obtained directly from someone or something that has come from that system, which means it can only be obtained directly from a giant, monstrous living ship and its subjugated representative on that ship known as its voice. So, they acquired a telepath, aka Ludwig van Pelt, a member of the Leonis Gynocracy, who look down somewhat upon those with psionic abilities, as it is not truly fighting. Those who infiltrate minds with their mind as opposed to weapons through the eyeball are
Still an option.
are less useful to them, are
You
less
don't want
important.
to eat
less
the
effective.
eyeball, but the eyeball is one of the most delicious parts
Yeah, exactly.
of the anatomy.
So, they acquired a telepath.
true.
They needed to assist that telepath by also acquiring a ancient artifact of their people, the Helm of Gatora, which would allow for less an indefensible penetration of their mind of this individual, to pluck the image of map from that mind, transfer it to Sarin, the living ship, and then be on their way to this very dangerous sector of space. They successfully acquired the Helm of Gatora. They may or may not have sort of kidnapped Kika's son along the way, who was working with Spirates. He did not willingly come with you.
It was no question. We did kidnap
You
him.
did kidnap him. You put him in a box on the ship. There were some other Spirates and gang members who also fought back. There was some largely successful infiltration, some schmoozing, some sneaking, some turning off of cameras, and a lot of smashing heads. They did successfully leave without raising too much attention to yourself, and walked away with a fair pretty pile of guck, both from the Leonis Gynocracy, who was paying for the retrieval of the artifact, but also from the people who thought they were buying the artifact.
Can you say the thing? Can you say the Shadowrun thing?
It was adequate.
I just want to roll back. We didn't put him in a box. It's a room. It's shaped like a box.
Well, now he's out of it.
He's
so.
not- now
Because it's a big box doesn't mean it's not a box.
And
that
he's
you
not.
locked the door.
And it's got a box with a bed and amenities. And also, he's not in it anymore.
Also,
yeah.
he messed up the bed. So
He
let's
did make
just
the
talk
bed.
about that.
He's
He
very
made it
tiny.
afterwards.
So,
I know, but
Kika and her
Teach you
son,
how to-
Tylo Tarko,
Tyler Tucker.
which is not at all like Kylo Ren, had a heartfelt conversation which mostly involved realizing that Kika was a questionable mother, who also ran away from her family and is now calling out her son for doing the same thing.
Well, when you put it that way, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Ludwig then decided that this small bat person was being subjugated by the matriarchal society in which he was forced to exist in, and he was going to assist in this bat's rescue and escape, so he let him out of the cube. The whereabouts of Tylo are partially known only in that the cube is inside the Batleth, which is inside Sarin, which is in thread space, so he's probably somewhere on one of those two ships, or
it's gonna
he's
be-
dead.
What?
And I swear, if your son takes my fighter, we're going to have words.
Kika?
On the plus side, you know who can't really pilot in space?
But he was gonna be the best because they were gonna get
Oh,
tactical.
no, right. That's
Yeah.
true. Okay, so he's not going to take it
No,
because
he
he
just
won't get far.
He just needs tactical.
Yeah, the fighter has not been rigged out with appropriate sensory equipment for a non-visual species.
Yeah, so he's
to
stuck.
pilot effectively with.
Or he will foolishly hitch a ride along with us while we go to our deaths.
Oh.
Like, regardless, he's gonna end up fighting a big old nasty raise. So, the crew is on their way to the Synoso system. They are going to attempt to intercept the Rays ship, which is anticipated to be arriving there, having recently made a sector landfall, or sector spacefall, in a slightly farther away system, which is currently uninhabited, or believed to be uninhabited, the Liaoris system. So they are going to intercept there, along with a coalition of other ships from the sector, including members of the Leonis Gynocracy, who are providing some amount of ship-based support, as well as the Ouroboros family and the Ember's Dawn Fleet, aka a group of vigilantes in this sector of the galaxy. This was the coalition that was put together by Hexy, the former crew member of the Batleth. The non-currently crew member of the Batleth. I don't really know how else to describe her position.
Nobody has taken her room. Her room is still there.
Her room
She
is
is
still there.
not a former member. She's just on a walkabout.
She's the member of the
She's on a
Batleth who is
mission.
on sabbatical.
She's on a mission.
She's on a mission. And she's gathered together these members of the coalition to fight this Ray's scout ship, to hold it in the sector while the crew of the Batleth sneak on board, find the voice, extract the map, and exit with the information.
And our lives.
Ideally, all of their lives, but primarily just Ludwig's.
And hopefully some, treasure that just might be lying around.
And some meats, if any, could be
Would
found.
not eat the Rays. I would not eat them. It is
not
questionable
advise
whether or not
that.
they are made of meat.
But she didn't say no treasure.
From what you said, I've never seen one of these things. You guys have actually
So-
seen them?
Let us begin on the Batleth. Probably less than a day out from making system fall in the Scion system? Synoso system. Synoso system. That's what we're going to call it. I'm going to add another letter in there so I can pronounce it.
Can you say it one more time?
S-I. Synoso. S-I-N-O-S-O. Synoso.
Oh,
system.
Synoso.
Synoso system. I guess it's probably the Sino
And this is
System.
where we
Sinus
are
system.
hunting our Ray's
Ray's
scout.
ship. Mm-hmm. So you are on the Batleth, or Sarin, your choice. Essentially, you are riding inside Sarin, who is a much better flyer. Partly because it has a better engine.
It's fair.
And you are killing some time, waiting.
Yep.
Did you just say yub nub?
Someone
not?
pointed out that he's playing the Ewok.
I mean, they are vicious killers. Ziana, it's been several days of flight in Thread Space, and she has spent some time doing normal things that she does before the beginning of battle, sharpening her blade, doing some working out. She's also, in private, in her quarters, written a number of letters to be sent out in the event that she does not come back to the Batleth. And she kind of makes this arrangement with Oksana that if the Batleth survives, it makes it out.
Because Oksana would definitely point out, Captain, you
Yeah.
understand that I may also be destroyed
I
in
do
this process.
understand that, but
And if that's the case, these letters cannot be delivered.
But
this
if-
is perhaps a foolish proposition.
if we die and everything is lost, then at least you can get out.
There's actually a momentary pause. You think like Oksana isn't going to say anything. I will not leave you to die, Captain. I will die along with the crew.
Well, hopefully it won't come to that.
That is different. I do not believe I've had that feeling before.
Welcome to sentience.
I'm going to blame Morva for that.
That sounds good. Emotions are very complicated and very difficult to deal with. But if I don't come back, if you could send these, I would appreciate it. And maybe not tell the rest of them.
I will not tell. I will endeavor to pass along your final words in this situation that I do not believe will happen.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's all I got.
Anyone else? What are you doing as you wait?
I probably helped clean the room.
Okay.
I mean, there was just a bunch of I'm
I
gonna
want to
be.
be.
We
At
toughed a
what
lot.
point do you figure out that he's not on the ship? That he is not in that room?
Oh, like as soon as I get to the room and he's in it, I'm like, I checked the engines once, but he didn't like engineering class. Like he didn't enjoy it. He didn't like the tinkering. He couldn't figure it out. Like he didn't strive.
He liked hitting things.
Yeah, but that's not tinkering. Like he.
Are you going to alert anyone to his lack of presence
I mean,
in
at
the
first it's
cube?
probably gonna be this one.
So as soon as you say that, I'm like, well, did you leave the door unlocked?
Yeah.
Well, what do you expect? I mean, I left my parents as soon as I got my first job. You know, real one. One that would work. One that I get enough money for. And also got me, anyway.
You're probably more alike than I would like to admit, the two of you.
What? No.
Okay.
Look, I am way better in a fight.
Like since a week ago. Miss.
Still better in a fight. No.
Fair.
You know? I'm not
Fair.
counting time, I'm just counting where we all stand right now.
He's gotta figure it out. What? You know that saying? You can bring a kid to a toy store, but they're always gonna play with the window pane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom used to tell that to me every single time.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I can get him onto the ship. I can get him to be a captain in a beautiful, beautiful, nice jacket. He could be a best boy. That's not what he wants. Well, let's be real. He's no best boy. But he was a good boy.
This Leonic artifact isn't something I've ever used before. We probably should test it before we try this in front of some insane meat-in-a-can beast that's supposedly going to take over the universe.
You're not testing this on me.
Let's pull straws. We gotta choose somebody.
I am not pulling a straw, Kika.
There are 3 of us, and we all have very special thoughts, and our brains also might
All I
explode.
need is someone willing to pick a thought that you would rather no one know.
At some point, Rachel will have been working with Ari because she is going to stay on board the Batleth. Not the Batleth, Sarin, knowing that despite her level of discomfort, so probably by this point she is working directly with Ari to figure out how to support the ship as a crew member, as opposed to working with the Batleth. So she is not there.
Oh. That's fair. I'm just saying, it's fair that we all might have our brain exploded. Let's just roll a dice.
All right,
Where
I'll
are
do
you?
3 straws unless you're...
Where are you having this conversation? Am I here while you're having this conversation?
Yes, I assume I tried to have it with
Okay.
all of you.
With all of us?
There is Mito Stickos on the table.
Okay,
It's probably over a meal.
Mango.
The captain, the bat, or the monkey?
I volunteer.
I was gonna just roll a
I need
d6.
So smart. You're so smart.
Me, I know. I was just like, what the meat?
What is this?
I'm eating a Vito Sticko, and it's just a lot of chewing.
This is how she always eats the Mito Stickos.
All right, I need 2 things. I need for you to have your bat and monkey stop eating meat, or I will be distracted. And
Bat,
I don't know what
monkey, stop eating meat.
And B, if we're really going to simulate, I need you to pick something you genuinely would rather not have people know and try to hold on to that thought. Try to keep me from accessing it.
All right. Just.
Question: does Kika have like a particularly long, like dog-like
Oh,
tongue?
yeah.
Okay.
Like, I could go into a banana and scoop it out with my tongue. Is that a thing that bats could do? It's a bat. It's canon.
I mean, yeah.
yeah.
It's
Like
banana.
Trincos do.
What?
It's bananin.
Yeah. Gotta be able to get that juicy, juicy fruit. Ow.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Have you come up with this thought? This memory? It could be a dream, it could be a regret.
I like that you're ready. Are you writing it down?
Yes. Yes.
All right, I put this giant,
It's a very large helmet as you sort of plop it on, and the eye holes definitely don't match up. Like it's supposed to be sort of a mask almost.
If If the pair of you could leave for a moment,
What?
I did volunteer.
Thea leaves.
Okay. Like, just like 2 more of the sickos. We have to fix the companion cube, because there's... So, meet us there.
All right. Are you ready?
We have to vacuum up stuff.
Yes.
Stupid birds. Get away. No, I'm sorry, Conrad. I failed
Ziana,
you.
You would feel like a pressure. It doesn't hurt. It's not painful, but you know someone's digging, and it's like they're excavating layers of dirt over you that you have tried to place down.
I'm sorry, everybody. I failed my entire crew. My own mother. I failed her.
All right, that's enough.
Ah.
It's clearly working.
Do you really think those things?
I am glad that this is working. And she stands up. And she grabs a Mito Sticko. And starts walking towards the door. And then stops for a moment. If you tell either one of them,
I wouldn't have made it very long doing what I do if I couldn't keep things to myself. You know, your crew doesn't think that you failed them.
you have no idea what they think.
I have quite an idea of what they think.
Not what they hide. The way I hide. The way everyone hides something.
Well, I never would have guessed a matriarch would feel that way. You seem like a good captain to me, but what do I know? There's some blood coming out of Ludwig's nose. It's clear that it takes quite a bit of effort for him to use the helmet.
I left one of my crew behind because he made a stupid choice, and I chose to let him make it.
I wish the matriarchy on my planet would allow us to make choices, even stupid ones. It's no good being taken care of if you're infantilized and not allowed to make your own choices.
Try explaining that to Thea.
Maybe you should. Sorry. You're the captain. I didn't mean to speak out
You're
of turn.
fine. You can say what is on your mind. I have no control over what anyone says or thinks. Nor do I want it.
I don't understand this world off my planet very well yet, but it seems that there are less rules about who follows who and maybe more freedom for leaders to admit how they feel to their underlings.
My crew follows me because they chose to follow me, but
You wish you'd taken away the free will of this Conrad? Is that the one? And saved him?
I wish that I hadn't destroyed Thea's trust in me. And I wish he was still alive.
I'm sorry that he's not.
So am I. I will be in my quarters if anyone needs me. And she leaves.
Further down the ship, you hear the grinding of a door and it's clanging as Ziana forcefully closes it.
I should fix that.
That bat engineer should probably do something about these doors. Ugh.
So, if you connect that wire, do you see the one that is humming slightly different than the one that still is live with electricity? I need you to drag that over, if you want to set up this intercom correctly, to the other partially live to complete that circuit.
Am I gonna zap myself?
I mean, there's a large possibility. Don't touch the metal part.
It's 90% metal parts.
Yeah, I know, but I left a little strip of plastic. Yeah? Yeah? Oh yes.
I want to roll a dice for this.
Go for it.
Ooh, can I
You
do
can roll
yes,
your
no die?
dexterity. Oh, I was gonna
Oh.
say you could just
Oh, yeah.
roll it.
Like
We'll see
Oh
how
yeah,
well
I guess
goes.
it would be like a fine dexterity.
You get one of the dice to it.
9? Oh, plus
Huh?
one.
This is one of the dice.
Oh yeah, yours has been here for a while. Like it is. It is.
oh
been
yeah.
Welcome
well
back, buddy.
chastised.
Good luck for the finale. I love you. Don't mess with
Could
me.
just.
I will leave you in the cage forever. Next time.
So 9.
9.
Is that
9.
enough? To
Or like
not-
10, I think, because
It's-
you add my dexterity in there.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's enough for you to just about. You get like a little tingle. You like the hair. If you do, you have hair on?
don't think
Does
she-
Thea have body hair?
I think she does have body hair, but not like on her hands
Okay.
because it would interfere with the like grabbing ability of her.
Gross
it's,
wigglies.
It's more like
Gross,
more like
gross wigglies.
her
yeah.
gross wigglies at like the finger, the pad of your finger is like the whole side of it, so it's like all.
Oh, they like a little bit suction cuppy, like.
Wait,
but
Not
So-
entirely.
Do
sure
you
it's
have
happy, but-
fingernails?
No.
Oh,
So do you shave your monkey, or does she just come that way?
So you manage to sort of the ends of your fingers onto it, and you just about move it out. There's like a moment where you think you might brush against it, and like your skin sort of tingles a little bit, but you're okay.
you actually hear the and then intercom is now connected to this room.
Awesome.
All right. And then like from the belt, like whoop, and just like a long roll of like a plastic half tubing that Kika somehow wraps around and then like pulls out her little monoteel that's a little bit of fire and actually like seals the plastic around the metal. And, like
Do that so fast with three fingers.
it's actually kind of nice because when they have less fingers, it doesn't get in the way.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, you see I use my mouth a lot, but you're not supposed to use your mouth on live wires.
Yeah.
You only make that mistake a couple times.
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. Hey,
Yeah.
have you found him? Tylo.
No, like I've hung out with you all day.
I know, but I don't know. Maybe you saw him or something.
No.
I didn't see him either.
Yeah.
I was looking. You know, just give him time. He just needs to have time and like be his own person, you know? Sometimes people just have to make their own choices, bad or not.
Yep. I'm with you. I got 2 lovely responds back to me, sends me Mother's Day cards.
Further down the ship, you hear the sound of the grinding door slamming.
She's done.
Good.
So you know how you're talking about like how you need space and like, or no, sorry, Tylo needs space and like it's gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Sometimes people just need that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And it's like putting it.
Feels like, okay then.
I'm
She's like, no, I'm not mad.
no, I'm
You just clearly, I'm gonna check the comms.
yeah. Yeah.
That's not what you're saying.
No. I'm really bad at this whole parenting thing.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to tell me right now.
You would see okay.
Well, that was direct.
I mean, the non-direct wasn't working.
Point.
Your heart rate changes. It didn't used to change when you were in the same room. Well, I mean, so does Z's. Let's be real. But her heart changes whenever she sees the gym, and whenever.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Her hearts change whenever she sees the painting, whenever she walks by Hexy's room. It's just different.
Fucking Time Lord.
She.
Gotta have a backup.
Thanks.
I didn't realize that she wanted. I didn't tell her about Oksana, and now she doesn't trust me, and I'm pretty sure that she's gonna throw me off the ship if I like mess up one more thing. So, you know, I might just this might be the end. So, plus, you know, who wants to go under a captain who just abandons people anyway? So, whatever, it's fine. Look, I'm just gonna do my best, you know, and whatever. If I get thrown off, then Not my fault. Because I'm good at what I do. So everything's fine, is what I'm saying. Don't give me that look.
Just like starts like closing the door and like zip ties screwdrivers it closed.
What?
You're very good at what you do. You're not so good at things you're not good at. Remember how at the beginning or of this whole raise thing, I told you if you're gonna leave, let me know.
Yeah?
I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried that you're gonna go anywhere.
I could go somewhere.
Oh yes. I'm not worried.
Crew of the Batlath, I believe we are arriving.
Wait, your ship talks now?
My ship has always talked.
Thanks.
Wow.
Like I'm trying to find the intercom button.
Beep
Like-
beep.
Yeah.
Over the comms, Ziana asks, have we located your son?
I mean, yeah. Beep beep. Tylo? No.
Do you have another son on board? You asked for clarification on which son, so I would just like confirmation
Oh.
that there's only the one here.
I mean, I hope the other one's not here, because, oh boy.
Extended
Oksana,
greeting card.
They make a lot of noise.
Oksana, is there a second Trico somewhere on the Batlath?
There is only one Trico aboard the Batlath. I would presume if he is hiding, he would be hiding in the much larger ship.
That is my presumption as well.
This is safe.
So
It is still a mystery to me how he escaped.
So she's going.
He's like
Kika,
it.
didn't you ask Aryuta?
Oh. No, I kind of, like, as soon as he was off the ship, it wasn't my problem. I'll let you know how to deal with that.
Oh, honey, no.
Such a good mother.
You know what, though?
Such a good mother.
He's an adult. He makes his own damn choices.
I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, I should check in on him. You're gonna be good, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great.
I could leave any minute. I'll tell you, but I could just so we're clear.
The reason why I said that is because I think it would kill the captain to get to send you away. As Kika's like climbing down.
What?
We like you.
What?
Yeah, we do.
Go find your son.
Ah,
He's probably hurting something.
hurting or hurting?
I don't know.
Okay.
Meet me over mental to Aryuta.
Ziana.
Aryuta, Kika's son is somewhere on board.
Ah,
Sarin,
yes.
if you could just make sure that he doesn't get into any trouble.
I was wondering how we got Alisas aboard, but I would explain more if it was a Trico.
A what?
They're large pests from my system. I simply presumed that was one of them. I was going to deal with it later, but I suppose maybe I shouldn't activate the protocols for purging corridors.
That
then.
would probably upset Kika. So it is a pest, but it's a pest we need to not exterminate. So if you could just make sure that he doesn't cause any trouble, lock him in a room if you need to.
Okay. I will keep him safe then. We are almost here at
Yes.
the system. I believe we are going to be meeting with the coalition soon to prepare for when the scout ship arrives.
And we are ready.
Hey, Aryuta. Oh wait, me.
Kika?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we talk? What are you
Yes.
doing? Where you at?
I'm on Sarin. I am at the helm.
Okay, I'll meet you there.
Okay. I will see you here soon.
Yeah, we gotta talk.
Is this about your... Never mind.
We don't have to. I mean,
So we are meeting the coalition on Sarin, I'm assuming.
I think a couple of representatives from the various ships. So you will exit thread space. Anyone who has any sort of visual from the exterior, you would be able to pick one up from Sarin kind of through your telepathic connection. Have you at any point tried to reach out to the ship telepathically?
I probably tried.
So if you did, when you reached out, if you essentially imagine listening to whale songs, but more deeply resonant, kind of that is what you hear. In no way do you understand it. It conveys no meaning to you other than maybe a sort of a vague emotion, sort of like you can get a very sort of like a sense of calmness, with a sort of a hint of a fear, of anxiety, but beyond that you really can't pick up anything particularly effective. You would be able to communicate telepathically with Ariuta though if you ever tried to talk to her. Like you can you find like very easily set up connection and would be in fact slightly surprised to feel her respond, at least be trying to respond as if she is practiced with telepathy.
And Arutu is...
The voice of the Leviathan, so she's
okay.
kind of its captain. She speaks for it.
I see.
So when you, what were you gonna say, Lizzie?
I was just going to point out that recently the_Strix, who is a beautiful cast member on our Friday show, Eat, Pray, Kill, has recently discovered on Twitter that her cats really hate whale noises. So
It wouldn't be audible. Like it sounds like that telepathically. You actually may find it unpleasant. It wouldn't. In no way is it actually audible on any like hearing spectrum. This is purely in your mind.
Just
But it's
makes
that
me
very deep resonance, like sort of.
Sounds like fish, and that makes me hungry.
Yeah.
Big fish.
So you would be convening to kind of meet and do some last preparations in the system. If you see the exterior Sarin exits out of thread space, there are already a couple of Leonis Gynocracy ships out there. They are probably aesthetically quite pleasing, but very functional in their construction. So they have like sort of sleek lines, not a lot of sort of bells or whistles on them. They look fairly heavily armored. Sort of in terms of technology-wise, you would place them on par with a lot of the races within Ica. Sort of that sense of like they are well funded. They take a lot of pride in their military. So very kind of sleek lines, but everything's very compact and built for power and speed, essentially. Then, in contrast, a couple of the ships will be sort of emerging a little bit, almost in dregs. Like they don't really have kind of a great system. They remind you a little bit more of like kind of some ships about the size of the Batleth, some a little bit larger. These you would anticipate are probably the Ember's Dawn fleet. They are kind of more junkers. They are ships cobbled together, repaired with the parts on hand. The only thing they have in common is that they all have this kind of like ember logo, sort of like an orb almost that looks like it's glowing with some sort of like smoldering like flame decals coming out of it. That is the Ember's Dawn symbol. That's the only thing these ships really have in common, other than the fact that they're junky. And then probably shortly after you, so the Ember's Dawn fleet probably is arriving kind of some before you, some after you, some with you. And then the Ouroboros fleet arrive kind of about the same time. They have fewer ships, so the Leonis has the biggest ships. They probably have like 2 pretty big ships and a couple of smaller ones. Ember's Dawn fleet is like 4 or 5 smaller ships. And then the Ouroboros has probably one kind of their flagship, and that one looks like it's sort of the nicest. Has a little bit of it looks like a kind of an older model that's been very nicely renovated. Like it's clearly been upgraded and redone, but it's sort of like, it's like people who redo older model cars. You know, and then a couple of like smaller, like a kind of, they have a contingency of fighters that will, that they have as support. So overall, you feel like pretty confident that you've got a reasonably sized arsenal, but you also know that you're dealing with this situation of you can't just outright destroy the ship. And that's really what a lot of the strategizing. So the leaders of those fleets will be meeting mostly to discuss with Ariuta as well what their plan is for how they're going to essentially keep any fire off of you, distract the ship for as long as possible, and try and reduce the number of casualties. So you will be invited in for portions of that conversation, especially the part that relates directly to you and how to get the Batleth to the Ray's scout ship. And that is will happen after you meet up with Aryuta on the helm. She clearly looks like she's sort of preparing the room off of the helm to have these people come in, like setting up monitors and displays and stuff, because she's not really used to this system of communication, and so she's like dragged in with Cha-Cha's help, like pieces of technology, and like trying to sort of string them into the to the Sarin.
Well, okay.
Oh, Kika.
Yes, I will. This is a mess. I will fix this in a second. Give me your scent. Where's
Cha-Cha just sort of stands there like,
You are great with people and bodies. This is all equipment.
being
This is my
interfaced
jam.
with a body.
Okay.
A large body.
Well, okay.
What's a spleen again?
Spleens clean out ucky things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They go back to.
I need to use the sound system.
Why?
I need to send a message.
To
Tylo.
your son on
Yes.
the ship.
Yes. On the ship.
I know where he is.
I don't need to know where he is. I need to leave him a message. He doesn't want to see me. He needs space.
Yes, I have isolated him
Sure.
in a unused portion of Sarin right now.
Yeah, he's probably tearing it apart.
Yes, he is.
He's a biter.
Well, you're
I
not.
can see he takes it from you.
Yeah.
She's flashing back to when you were chewing on cables. Certainly, yes. And she sort of gestures over to like a console that you can interface with.
Is it just like a big circle that's like when I talk into it, it vibrates and that sound gets reflected, or is it more?
I think it's
sci-fi?
actually something where it's kind of this weird like physical interface as well as a mental one. So you find yourself like almost doing the translation. It's like a touch screen in essence, but it's like a lot of like symbols that you don't recognize. And so you feel like you're doing this very strange relay, and like Ari kind of occasionally sort of seems to like look over to you and just has this like look on her face that she's like, she is acting as this middle person to this conversation that you're having with it.
Enjoy it.
She's like, I think you can translate them now.
Okay. So like she's
different.
yeah, and then she like turns it so the frequency's a little bit up, slightly obnoxious, more of a nagging sensation instead of a direct. Tylo, surprise me. You lived for a couple years without me. Sure, you did fine. You were what, lower level pirate? Like you couldn't even get sub captain? I might die. I love you, but I might die. If I come back, you better be worth it. I'll see you soon. Oh, I love you. I want to hear your voice again. So, cheers.
Mom of the year.
And just like shuts it off.
Matriarchies.
Okay. You and your son have a complicated relationship.
Yeah. My son is me, but not me. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for him.
I think that's how children work.
Yeah, the
I
other
think
two
we
were.
take after our parents.
Yeah, but the other two were like their father, and that was great for them.
I would be surprised if he did not have some of both of you. You have a certain amount of creativity and tenacity.
Yeah.
I hope you don't die.
Me too. I mean,
I hope none of us do.
you know that if this goes bad, if our ship doesn't return, you have to go. Right?
Maybe.
No,
I'm not going to abandon the fleet that is helping.
you are the only hope in the universe. Like,
I'm not going to run away again.
why do I have have to be surrounded by such good people.
Like attracts like.
Oh, you come here. Come.
Awkwardly moves forward and like
Yeah.
crouches down.
Oh, it's not even a hug. It's a scoop
just
up and on the
scrambled.
shoulder and like just starts like kind of like kneading the weird tentacle
Like, yeah.
hair bits. And you're like,
Like when a cat.
yeah, like we like you too,
Petting
but
you.
seriously, don't die. Like,
We will certainly try not to.
great. Yeah, like
Down.
Cha-Cha, what are you doing? Stop it! Stop it!
Ugh, come on, Kika. Let's figure this out. I think I have the interfaces all set up and like
Yeah,
immediately
we just-
pulls you
yeah.
into helping with the devices. For those who don't know who Aryuta and Cha-Cha are, Cha-Cha is the cybernetic expert, but the incredibly stylish one. And they have like large sort of large cat-like ears, sort of flat nose, little bit of fur, but also like fiber optic
very cool.
hair. Lots of fairly subtle but clearly high amounts of cyberware, like including eyes, 3 fingers, very tall and sort of lanky, dexterous hands. Ari, on the other hand, has these sort of like tentacle dreads in essence, kind of just on the center of her head, sort of dark indigo skin. And then you can see both from the tentacles and kind of winding around lots of streams of bioluminescent light that kind of play across her skin. It's similar color to the outside of Sorin, in fact. And with that, all of you will be convened. You're kind of coming into a conversation that is already ongoing. There is the leader of Ember's Dawn, Camilla. She's there, Camilla Martinez. There is Alorix, the stocky lizard-like man leader of the Ouroboros troops, and then Ottawa Van Clow, Commander Ottawa Van Clow, the Leonis Gynocracy representative. And they are in there. You can see kind of up on these screens like an image of a race ship and like weapon schematics and sort of warning points that Ari has been giving them information as they're all sort of like deeply invested and entrenched in what they are working on. Several of them really won't look up or particularly give you any mind. Ari will be like, oh, come, we're getting to your part.
I wear the helmet.
You walk in and Commander Van Clow like gives you an approving nod, but also a slight patronizing smirk because the helm clearly does not fit you. Like,
I ignore it. Resist the temptation to read her thoughts.
You could do it though.
So what is it that's being discussed around like the strategy for them kind of defending as
so
we're
you
moving
would
in?
you would get an idea of like kind of just looking at it from you and kind of your background with military. You can sort of see like they're going to do a lot of flanking. They're relying on a lot of maneuverability, kind of holding back some of the larger weaponry. Ari has pointed out kind of a few places to target to attempt to debilitate the ship without destroying it. And she's noted that they have a lot of the Ray's ships have essentially kind of small like drone defenses in essence that are sort of like anonymous or automated. I guess they're actually controlled by the Rays itself, like small sort of defense pods that will go out and in essence glom on and like start consuming and destroying ships. It's almost like a lot of this would read, if you had more biological training, as like immunoresponses, like engulfing and destruction and sort of like taking things out that way.
Have we identified the best point of ingress for us going on the Batleth?
That's what she's going to point out to you. So as you arrive, she looks so. And she kind of just like pulls up this diagram, and those of you who are connected to the ship, you feel much more immersed in the images that she's giving you, as if there's kind of a like cognitive component that she's sending as well. So she kind of pulls it in and pulls it around and shows there are several locations in which they send out the drone responses. They are essentially very small docking ports. This, I think, when one of those waves is sent out, if you can target it, you can follow that wave and avoid getting destroyed by it, then that will be your best source of ingress. Once the drones are out, they don't return. They are sloughed off.
Oh.
They are excess biological material that the rays will produce. They serve only the function of destruction. The port will eventually get refilled, but not during the course of a fight. They are a limited resource, unless... Now, bear in mind, most of my knowledge is several tritium years old. At least 2. So hopefully, it'll be fine. She sort of makes that, like, very common, like, I don't really know what I'm doing, way that she talks. So, if you can ingress there, you may have to make your way through some defensive membranes, but you should be able to enter the Ray's ship. From there, and she kind of will point out a few of them that will get you closer, the voice is almost always at the helm. You've seen it, the brainstem, where the source of its neural nexus is. You've seen it intimately. I wouldn't recommend crawling inside of one that's still alive, because it
Again.
exerts significantly more pressure.
So we're just like
As she's laughing and you would see this. Do you still have you reestablished connection with Thea at this point?
No, probably
Okay.
not. I
So-
might if I see her laughing.
They are laughing.
we are laughing. We're in the back being like,
I will try. Ludwig does connect mainly because crawling inside. To him, these things sound like giant cans of meat, and they may have been inside one. He wants to know if there's meat, so
who are
he
you
connects
reading
to
into?
Thea.
You chose wrong.
I think Thea's just like remembering Kika like going through there, and like the look on her face is like Kika was getting pulled out of just like.
So essentially, what you see is this image of a fairly large room, and inside, like, it's if you imagine like the place where pipes meet, except biological. It's almost like one of those alien sort of pods. It kind of glows. There's clearly fluid and membrane coming in and out of various like systems and tubes. There was sort of some armor plating on it and things to defend it. And you see this scene, and then you see a tiny bat just like being pulled out of it, dripping with this slightly acidic, like membrane fluid, and like flopping on the ground.
Not meat.
It was like Jello, like
Oh, yeah.
brain Jello.
Yeah.
Brain jello is meat.
But more Jello.
More jello,
A
less
living
brain.
Ray's ship's defenses will be stronger, as well as its internal biological pressure that it will exert on anything in its systems. Like a heart pumping blood, it is a pressurized system that can crush you. Right?
So
She's like
no-
speaking very slowly.
At which
Thea,
point,
don't go in the brain.
at which point, Ziana cuts in. So don't crawl inside it, and looks at both you and you.
Thea looks a little smug that the look didn't make it her way.
But the
She trusts your survival
but the
instinct.
speaker is fair game.
No.
After
We-
you extract the map, the voice is the one you need to speak to. They will serve a similar function as me. They have some memory, but they are not alive. They are simply a verbal puppet of the Ray's ship. Remember, the Rays controls the Hollow. They will know you're there as soon as they find you.
The
Unless
voice.
you would dispatch them quickly.
The voice is just a ascended sort of hollow, isn't it?
Yes.
I personally would not recommend eating them.
Yeah, it sounds like carrion. Not if I can help it.
Yes, I would not recommend eating any of the Hollow. She gives this very, like,
You may begin to transform into one if you ingest the wrong thing.
it's possible.
I think Thea briefly has a flash of the guy in season 1 who there was this scientist in season 1 who got infected, and he was going, and nobody else was willing to admit it, but Thea knew, and so she mercy murdered him.
So
And
you
she has
would
a flash of his face.
Yes, you would see someone whose face is like their mouth is slowly like growing over, and disappearing as their flesh is sort of turning to this kind of silvery blue color. Their eyes are expanding and kind of crystallizing almost.
I say, I do not
and it
think
spreads
I
across their face.
care for that.
And then he dies.
Oh,
Messily.
Messily.
yeah.
Bad.
Very
Really,
well.
really, actually, yeah. You see someone try and stab, like this is very first person, and then you see someone fail and attempt to stab again.
Oh, can you get like emotions at all?
Now I can, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So then the emotion that would probably go with that is probably like the like weight of that memory, and the like the weight of carrying that soul around essentially would also be there. Sort of like, oh yeah, like she still feels like she did the right thing, but there's that level of not something that she would ever want to really do. Not that she would tell anybody that.
Your monkey has very complicated emotions.
What?
Sorry, nothing.
And you see, like,
What?
the Leonis commander, like, she looks at you and lets out a low, deep growl.
Are you in my brain?
No.
Ludwig,
Yes.
behave yourself.
Fine.
He gets in trouble like we do.
I don't want anyone in my brain.
So Ziana, redirecting the conversation, will kind of, lean into the various charts and maps and whatnot that we have going, and point out for the benefit of the coalition the route that she plans to take the Batleth to in order to get to one of these docking ports. And then once we're inside, do we have any kind of information on what the potential layout of the scout ship is?
Ari will be
Scout
able to
race.
kind of transfer to you, in essence, some, not like an explicit map, but kind of her vague understanding. She points out, like, most of the Leviathan ships, they're not cookie cutter. They're not made the same way. They're grown. They grow different. But there are some biological similarities between them, and she sort of describes you kind of some vague routes, and often a lot of it's just things to look out for, sort of signs and signals that you are going in the correct directions, like changes in textures and colors, and sizes. Like as you're approaching core areas, corridor sizes will tend to get larger, like smaller areas and things like that. Temperatures and sort of sensory details that you could pick up on to indicate that you're in the right area.
Ludwig, once we're inside, when we encounter the Rays, we're not going to be able to dispatch them quickly. They're very hardy enemies. If you can somehow psychically isolate the ones that we encounter quickly, we might be able to buy ourselves a little bit more time before the voice realizes exactly where we are.
Oh, I yelled at them.
What?
No, with my brain.
What?
After we got connected, I yelled at them.
got
And it made them
I
stop.
remember that.
Yeah, it made them stop.
Do I understand that? Not that I'm connected to her brain.
You better not.
Do I
be.
understand what she did from her memory?
Yeah, you have a vague concept that essentially an entirely untrained person attempted to telepathically provide signal noise. Like, just yelled loudly in her brain.
I yelled with my brain.
You have a feeling that individually as a telepath, you may be able to do something like that would kind of distract or disrupt them. You may also potentially be able to utilize the helm in some way to kind of telepathically isolate them. It would require an action on your part and a roll, as opposed to doing like a deep delve. It doesn't require anything.
Right. I could probably shriek monkey noises into its alien brain if you wanted.
Whatever we can do to keep them from communicating with the voice so that the voice can't coordinate a counteroffensive effectively for as long as possible.
Yes, I don't know the range on this thing, but I will do my best.
All right, then.
You failed to point out, Thea, that it also alerted the attention of the dead Ray's ship.
Oh, yeah.
And the voice knew
Wait a
you were
minute.
there
Thea
and
may
yelled
have
back.
forgotten about that part.
Thea did not mention this piece. You didn't really pick up on it, but you do get like a flash of like, it also didn't go perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, didn't I get like at one point he almost got into my brain too? And almost controlled me back. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think she would remember that part, but I don't think she would remember alerting the ship because I think Thea rose colors things for herself a lot.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so.
Ziana
No,
is
at that moment,
constantly.
there will be a little bit more time where everybody is talking and kind of speaking amongst themselves. And Ari will kind of pause and look up, and you see on a console, like a screen, she will sort of create an image will pop up. And you kind of can't really see it, but she, like, there's like this sort of small image in the distance. It's here.
Then the time for planning is over.
Cool.
The sooner we get this done, the sooner we can eat, be it in the real life or the spirit life. We'll eat wildebeest in hell.
Are you still connected to Thea?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Once I'm connected for
Oh,
this
for
a
the
while.
whole, you can't unconnect.
I probably could, but
I think he
But-
can choose to.
Okay, so
Would
you, even though she's gonna look super cool on the outside and just be like, yeah, whatever. On the inside, she's scared.
Kika's not helping, by the way.
All
He's
right.
on the shoulder, be like, if I die, you have to eat a mango.
did you know on my planet,
I've never eaten a mango.
on
not
my planet,
eating a mango.
we honor monkeys. We have giant statues called sphinxes, which
You know,
are
if
monkey
you are-
bodies
you-
with lion heads.
If you are going to continue to operate with my crew, a level of respect will be necessary, which would require you to stop referring to them as monkeys.
Wait, you don't. What's wrong with a monkey?
They take offense. And it's also inaccurate.
I'm not even fully human.
At this point, all of the various coalition members are like getting up and leaving the room. And
Yeah.
Ari will look at all
I
of
don't
you.
know why you hate monkeys, but fine. I will call you a human.
Call me Thea.
I hate to interrupt,
Yes.
I'm having
Please do.
but it might be time for you to go to the bad life.
It is.
Cool.
Everyone?
Thank you for doing this, for helping. You didn't have to.
Yeah, I know.
You didn't.
We're in this. Remember what I said.
Yes.
Okay.
He's fine.
Oh, yeah. That thing. I wasn't even talking about that. Like, he's like, let's go.
I'm not eating.
If this
mango.
is the last time that we see each other, Aryuta, it has been an honor. Everyone, let's go.
Yeah.
That you board onto the Batleth, disembark the Batleth from Tsarin, and kind of follow in its wake as these ships all begin to approach this sort of distant image. It gets closer and closer, and you can see its form, similar in many ways to Aryuta, to the Tsarin, but fundamentally different. Its shapes and lines are harsher. Its plating is much more obvious. It is clearly defending itself. It is the colors on it are kind of a deeper, muddier brown as opposed to the sort of lighter, almost more iridescent shades that you find on Tsarin. The front of the ship has like the same sort of tentacles that Tsarin has, but they, even just looking at them, they seem sharper and more offensive, like tucked, kind of curled underneath the front plate that comes on them almost all the way underneath. It looks somewhat impenetrable and maybe strangely unthreatening, except for those of you who know its true ability. And you begin the approach. The ships will begin to engage. The scout ship kind of immediately launches into sort of a defensive mode, sort of kind of hunkering itself in. You see weapons firing off of it that you wouldn't necessarily have known were there. A lot of it seems to be kind of more energy-based, not necessarily projectiles. And then you see the first launch of what you think are the drone pods, kind of these small spots that seem to be evacuated from a portion on one of the sides of the ship and begin immediately glomming on to especially the smaller ships. You see at least one fighter just completely engulfed by whatever this is, and like almost as if it is slowly imploded as the bits of it are pulled in and consumed. And the drone sort of drifts off and to find another victim. The ships begin their fight, their onslaught.
So, as the fight begins, Ziana will pilot the Batleth kind of from cluster of allies to cluster of allies, trying to move through the battle while not seeming overly conspicuously like she's just trying to get closer. And make her way towards one of the docking port that she thinks she can, as close to where we need to go as she thinks she can reasonably get to without exposing the Batleth too much. If we get shot down or glommed onto, the mission is screwed. So
you're flying casually.
yeah, super casual.
All right. Give me a pilot roll for flying casual.
Can I aid her from the comms in any way? Of like
Yeah.
maybe creating some.
What would you do? How do you help?
I'd like to just like create some noise essentially to cover, as if the other ships are kind of like essentially bounce the signals off of like the different ships so that it like
You want
makes it
to
look like there are others so we can kind of cover.
to maybe kind of intend to make the signal, the like electronic and engine signals coming from the Batleth are coming from various other ships. Like,
Yeah.
kind of
Crybabying.
Yeah.
Crybaby. Okay.
Crybaby
Anyone
with other
else
ships.
going to try and assist?
You're strapped somewhere, right?
I am.
Great.
Strap.
Tell me
I
what.
assume you're not often
So
on
give
ships.
me programming and intelligence.
Yeah, Ludwig clearly doesn't really know what to do here.
Yeah, so like Kika's made sure that there is a chair that you are tied to.
We don't need to tie him down.
Well, like strap him down,
Buckled
like with like a
Buckled in,
seatbelt.
snapped in.
Seatbelt, like the power straps, like chop down, up, down, slam together, hook.
Hey, while we're piloting super casual, perhaps there are certain places where we could like do some nice drifting through space, like position, cut the engine, drift into the next group,
Sorry,
cut them
space
back
drift?
on. I'm just
Yes.
saying, if you wanted to also.
Two-train drifting!
As soon
Yeah.
as you're like, yeah, like
drifting.
and like it pops off and Kika's like at it, like scuttling, like using the like weird.
'Cause
I think we're upside down, so like using
So we'll say you'll start with the first roll. So what did you get on your program and intelligence?
I added it all up and then I forgot the number. 8.
8. Add +1 to whatever you roll. And give me a pilot in either dexterity or intelligence.
I don't have bonuses in either. Oh, boxcars!
Nice. All right, with your boxcars roll, you begin flying the ship in closer. You kind of meander your way casually between the various fighter pilots and the larger ships. You kind of hide in the shadows of the larger ships and try and approach from a direction that Ari suggested might be a good one, kind of curving over the top to one of the drone bays that has already been exited that you've seen. And you pretty confidently avoid any gunfire, any ship fire between them, and sort of sail your way over the top. As you do, off to the side, you see another side open up, and a slew of these drones begin exiting, and it looks like a couple of them are headed in the direction of the Batleth.
Evasive maneuvers.
All right, let's take a moment and we're
Wait.
gonna head into ship combat.
No way!
Ship combat.
I did not think we were gonna do ship combat.
I'm like, okay, all right. I got all my hacking for the ship stuff ready. I'm just looking at the wrong. There we
So
go.
roll 1d8 for the initiative for the ship,
Dang.
plus your dex or piloting, plus your dex or intelligence because you're piloting.
into
Wah, wah.
Remember, you're alert, so you can roll twice.
I'm gonna roll again. That's better. So plus dex plus pilot. 6, 7.
Just under. I rolled an 8 on a d8.
How dare you?
Oh.
We don't have a gunnery.
We don't.
You don't. So what happens in this situation when
You've done
you
things?
are missing
Sure.
a roll
Yes, a
on
little
the
bit.
ship? That roll is assumed to be defaulting to doing its job.
Oh.
So it is always going to generate a command point. It is not doing its duty. That's gross and dirty.
Do you have
Wipe your butt.
or whatever? What's it called?
I mean, to be fair, this is
I don't have
essentially
No,
the
I
waste
replaced it with
product of
stab,
this
sadly.
Okay, never
I do
mind.
have really high
No,
dexterity.
intentionally. These are
Enough
white
to
blood
offset my
cells of
lack
the
of
ship.
ship.
All
Okay.
right.
After they're done, they're
So-
not useful. Like they're
so-
dead cells. They're dead cells.
The baby Wookiee has enough dex to offset the lack of shoot.
Okay.
He's gonna go shoot.
So,
Oh wait,
you
but
see-
you actually have shoot.
It's
I
not
do
much.
have shoot, but
two
I've
of
also
them
got
actually have
programming
short.
comms.
So,
Who else is gonna fix
Where
the
do you want
engine?
me?
It's not much different than bullseyeing rats. Leonid Canyon.
I mean, sure, whatever. We've almost never had, with one exception, had anyone in the gunnery seat who did any good. So
yeah, with one exception. No, Conrad was trained.
was trained.
He was also frequently vertical.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
Let me at him. Come on.
You see through on your sort of display screen, you see these drones coming towards you. As you get a much closer look at them, they don't just look like blobs, but they do kind of have a somewhat amorphous quality to them. They seem essentially like a small version of the sort of one of the raised ships. It's like kind of a like almost a cone sort of like shape.
Oh.
And then sort of behind it, there are like these sort of not quite tentacles, but sort of formed tentacles.
Is it a
and
drill?
Essentially, you think the end is designed for penetrating and the interior is designed for glomming.
So it's like, oh my gosh, it's like a narwhal face, but with a like octopus
Like it's an
butt.
octopus. Yeah.
I got
It
octopus
actually
with a
looks
horn.
a little bit like like one of those pointy squids.
I was thinking that thing in the Matrix, you know?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. No, it's bad. It's bad for
Yeah,
us.
it's
It's
So
bad.
one
Bad
is
news
for
bears.
sticking and one is for stabbing.
Yeah. I don't want to be
So
stabbed
when
or
you
glommed.
see this, you sort of react to it. What orders do you get? What do you say? Like, who goes where immediately? How do you inform the crew of what's happening?
Thea's already on comms, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Ludwig, get to a gun. Try to use it. Try to fire at something while I do evasive maneuvers.
Okay. So,
I need power.
the first drone
How do I
is
do it?
going to attempt to catch up with you, and it is going to probably get kind of close. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the drone sort of begins moving, and you see, and Oksana just lets out a, oh dear, as there's a sound. Who is anyone in the back of the ship?
I'm in the engine
You're near the
room.
engine. You might hear sort of this vibration through the ship of like a slap, like essentially as something is stuck to the outside of the hull.
There's something on my ship.
There are a
we
couple
can-
of others that are farther away that are attempting to move closer. All right, it is the Batlethis crew's turn. What are y'all doing?
So we have to do it in order, right?
Can I crash? If I crash the systems, that.
Do you
So
have
we
your
need to.
little cheat sheet
You need to
thing?
take a look at how many
I do not have
CP.
it. I used Sarah's last time.
We have to earn the CP up. Do you guys want to take a picture with the cell phone and then?
Oh, thank you.
I'll just use mine. I have the full list here.
Okay. So, I think I'm gonna do my not do my duty, but I'm gonna. What's the one where I can do better by
Go
rolling
above and
better?
beyond.
Yeah.
How are you gonna go above and beyond?
We love that comms room.
Yeah.
Just set up the comms in that beautiful thing.
I know.
I'm gonna shut down all life support to that area.
Okay.
Oh, did you put a pot plant in that room?
No.
Good.
Thea doesn't own potted plants.
That's what I thought. It would make the place a little
So
bit.
you are shutting down life support to.
The back half that is not the gunnery.
Okay. So kind
Or
of the
the-
cargo bay.
Yeah.
And what do you hope to get out of that?
I'm hoping to get enough boost for a little bit maneuverability.
Okay. So,
So-
boosting power for maneuverability.
Not just the go, but also the break, because we're gonna need those
Go break.
because we need those side thrusters to be able to do
Yeah.
some sweet
Yeah,
spins.
you gotta be able to drift.
Yeah.
We gotta Tokyo drift this.
We gotta-
like we're going.
We got a multi-space drifting over here.
I'm just
Right.
trying to think.
Going
Roll in that case, fix an
full.
My
intelligence.
fix is level
too
2
fast,
now,
too
guys.
furious.
Okay, well, thanks, dice. Thanks. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good.
You need to beat a 9.
That's great.
11.
11? Yes, that is beating a 9. So in this case,
My skill is level 2.
you gain your skill plus 1.
So 3 points.
Yep.
3 CP.
So we've got 3 CP now.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you remind me what defeat EMC does again?
Defeat EMC, essentially you're going to roll opposed to the targeted ship. In this case, it would be whichever drone you choose. There are 3 drones. And in that case, they gain a CP penalty.
Oh,
That
okay.
is
So
equal
I
to
thought
your
that was.
programming times 2.
Times 2?
because it's an opposed test.
Guys, I have
As
level
opposed to a
2
threshold.
programming,
So
so
that'd
if
be
I pass this opposed test, then they have 4 CP that they can't use to attack us with. But
Okay.
Well, how many does he does
Well,
he-
that's going to
shooting
take
them,
up
but
2 of
also
our 3 CP, right?
Yeah, and we need to shoot them too. 'cause
So bear
there's-
in mind, you're gonna generate at least 1 CP each, assuming you guys don't do anything.
Okay.
So you're gonna be at a total because you're getting 3, so you're gonna have a total of 5 minimum for this turn.
But
you
that's
two
if we don't do anything.
If one of you goes above and beyond, and one of you does something, that will potentially be about 5.
Don't they reset every turn, though?
Yes, you can't save up.
Okay, so Kika, you've already done something, right?
I wanted to produce the CP.
So for the 3 CP, I will generate 1 if I don't do anything. That'll give us 4.
You can also, because there are 5 rolls, there are only 4 of you. There's 1 roll that is always generating 1 CP,
Okay.
and you could choose to go the captain roll and keep it to support the department, which would give that department a -2. So it means it costs 2 less CP.
Okay.
And then the
so
bridge
we've got
just amounts 1.
Yeah. So right now you have 4 CP,
all right.
regardless of what either of you two do.
Yeah.
Well, let's do so with 4 CP. We can fire 1 weapon and do the defeat EMC.
What is
And
Yana gonna do?
I can support department. Well, that won't help her make her roll though.
No, but it would cost her 0 CP, and then you'd have 4 CP, so you could in
Fire
fact fire
all the guns.
Yeah.
Fire all the guns.
Let's do that.
Fire
Yeah.
all the guns.
Okay. So, how are you supporting her department?
Supporting her department. Ziana, rather than devoting all of her attention and energies to the evasive maneuvers, just tries to keeps things going steady while at the same time pulling up various schematics and information on one of the side consoles to help Thea get a better image of what's going on around her and the thing that has glommed itself onto us.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't take care of that. I just
Yeah,
remember.
no one has done it.
I thought that's what
Anything
you.
about that.
I thought that's what you were doing.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
yeah.
I want to kill their CP so that they are not able to do anything on their next round.
Yeah, and then hopefully we can fire some guns at it.
Yep. That's.
But it's glommed on us, so I mean, roll well.
You can just
All right.
go outside and attack it.
Okay.
Just tell me when.
Okay, so you're gonna roll program and intelligence as a post test, and you are going to roll d20 -2 for having nothing and shoot, plus your dexterity, and you're going to attempt to beat the AC of one of the drones.
This is what
18.
No.
Okay.
That
I
will
was
beat
doing
the
whatever.
AC. So
Look at all these guns.
weapon would you have
This must be
suggested
what
him to go
being
to?
a lioness
No,
feels like.
We're doing fire all.
the guns.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's.
How does he fire all the guns on the ship that we've clarified as them in 2
run.
separate places? Essentially, you go to one gun and you're like, and then you go to the other gun.
Maybe you give Oksana really good directions.
Maybe I'm still connected to what's her face, Alorix, and have her do
Ari?
the other side. Ari, yes.
Ari's not on the ship.
Oh, okay. I'm so confused now.
You are on the bat left. You're on the small junky one, not on the
okay.
big space
Ships
majestic
inside
whale.
the ships
Saying-
confuse me.
We have made it clear that there is a button that is control both guns with one gun.
Okay.
Have we? I don't
We've
remember doing
established
that. Okay.
because we needed a reason to do this earlier.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so you
It's
managed
just
to
the
fire
big-
all the guns. I will take the same attack roll on both of them. So for the first one, you're going to roll 1d4.
Yes, yes.
And then the second one, you're going to roll 2d4.
1
2d4.
for the 1d4. And 5 for the 2d4.
Okay, and you can actually roll the 2d4 one twice and take the higher result.
1 and 4, so 5. So it's 5 either
Okay.
way.
And you were targeting both drones or just one?
Smart.
I think you should always try to take down one, the one prey at a time. So I just attack one.
Okay,
of
and
the
it was
weapons.
5 and 4?
5 and 4.
All right, that'll be enough. The first one, you lay a couple of shots into it with your flax sand thrower, and it goes, choo, 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 and it sort of hits like some like blobs sort of fall off of it. The second one, you just drill through with the multifocal laser and just power through, tearing through the small amount of armor that is on this drone, and it splits apart. There's only one drone pursuing you, one on the back. Roll your program intelligence. What was your result?
8.
You have no idea how to interface with this system. As you're going in, like you actually recognize some small portion of it, but you realize that it is not being controlled by any wireless or electronic system. It is being controlled telepathically.
No. Oh.
So you are in fact trying to fight the whole scout ship.
Can I scream at it with my brain?
Great. We can find out as it is going to attack the Batleth.
Wait, with its drill mouth?
With its drill mouth,
No.
it does not succeed.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
It digs in further. You feel like a small shudder, like you probably feel it kind of through the hull.
No.
Oksana's
No.
like,
No.
I am being drilled, Captain.
No, do not like.
It doesn't hurt yet. Is that pain? Do I feel pain? Is pain now? Oh my God, Captain, do I feel pain? Is pain a thing that I feel? What is
Calm
happening?
down, Oksana.
What is
We are
happening?
going to take care of this. Don't worry. Breathe, or whatever.
I don't have lungs,
I
Captain.
understand that. I need you to be a little calmer right now.
Yes, Captain.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Captain.
It's all right.
I have weird memories now, Captain.
We all do. It's fine.
And the other one is going to attempt to get closer, and it is on your tail, and it's going to try and glom onto you again, and it's going to fail. All right, it is your turn. What do you guys do?
I feel like I should take care of that drill. Beep beep, everybody. So that drill does not purr in the way that I'm satisfied with.
Yeah, no, we need to take care of that.
Permission to crowbar that thing off.
It's connected to us. Is there any way that we can like EMP it without also EMPing ourselves?
How warm are our thrusters? I would
If you
know.
Well,
want
it's
to
not
deal with this
electric.
essentially through the handle a crisis action, that would be sort of its equivalent.
Can I-
So it is one of your general action of dealing with a crisis. So basically, you need to tell me how you're going to fix this problem and roll for it.
Captain, can you throw our side thrusters and just point it at it, burn it to crisp?
It's stuck on. Is that a thing I can do?
You would.
Stationary.
It's stationary on you.
Yeah, but we have thrusters. Can we just turn our thrusters and burn it off?
You might burn your ship.
We need to be able to get back.
Sure, your thrusters are that swivelly.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some extra power in the right thruster. You just burn it like some calamari.
I like this plan.
It's so hard because Liz does not want to yes and this plan. She's like, but my ship.
So you're going to probably roll for this one a program in intelligence to program the thruster
some
to
point,
turn in a way that it
to
is not
learn
designed to turn.
program.
I have program.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
not level 2 and it's not a fixed
Oh, okay.
skill, so I don't get to roll through that.
All right. Just please try and be careful of the Batleth and of Oksana.
What else are people doing? Because that costs 0 CP. It just means she's not generating any. So there are 3 of you. There's still one drone pursuing you. It is not glommed on. It is close, like far enough away you can shoot it. There are also evasive maneuvers is literally a thing that you can do.
Yeah, I would like to do that. If someone can get me to CP,
So you have one
So I have
right
one
now if you're
floating.
doing evasive maneuver. Evasive maneuvers.
so I just need one more. And then however many others we can get to do something else,
I was a
if
little
possible.
I was a little slow on the uptake, but I was about to say, why doesn't Thea program it?
I mean, yeah, I that was to everybody of like meep, like somebody just turn those thrusters
Okay.
up.
So
Okay.
Thea could deal with the crisis.
Yeah, Thea will
You're
do
in
the
evasive
thrusters.
maneuvers. There's 1 CP. She needs 1 more. And what are either of you two doing?
I'm following orders.
You can do your duty and don't
Fire all the guns.
Fire all the guns.
Well, that's 4
you
PCP,
currently
we don't
need
have
3
that.
CP to fire all the guns.
What is
It
Well,
dropped
then,
it
if
down
you
to
go
one.
above and beyond, doesn't that generate?
Yeah, I can generate 3. That's not going to be enough for all this. What does target systems do?
Target systems essentially, you take a -4 to the hit, and then if you damage it, you disable a specific system. On
Oh,
it.
so it's like one
So,
bonus.
okay, so it would generate 3 if you went above and beyond.
Yeah.
That gives us 4. I need 2 for evasive maneuvers, and then we'd have 2 more to fire 1 weapon.
Great, let's
Okay.
do it.
Sounds good.
How are you going above and beyond?
So this might be a dumb plan.
Beautiful, I'm ready.
Oh God.
Might
It's
be.
one of my favorite things that she ever says.
I'm turning off all the left thrusters. You better be ready to turn right. So like you just feel
You're gonna get in the handbrake is being thrown on.
Oh god.
one half of the ship, all the lights turn off, as all the connections to the thrusters are.
I think some things me. What? Kika!
Yep. This one is not me, Oksana. Just for the record, not me.
I'm very proud of
How
that.
do you do this using fix? Because
Oh.
normally it would be intelligence.
No, yeah, like I am walking over and I am like ripping open the breaker system and just going
Like,
and like just like clicking off like all like we don't need the fridge. Like that's the last one. Keep the microwave on. I got 15.
Yeah, because popcorn later.
Yeah.
all right. Yep.
I
And
would try to
boom!
keep.
Half of the power in the ship goes down. You are going to be able to only fire.
Oh, shoot.
Even is the sand thrower, or yes is the sand thrower, no is the multifocal laser. I haven't decided which side of the ship. You can only fire the multifocal laser.
I'm really. I'm just. So this is what normal people do. I'm
I-
like, no.
Can't. Words. Power. Half.
Kika, we have to turn all of this back on when we dock.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
on next round. Make this turn. Make this turn.
Actually, right
All
away.
right. Roll your
make the turn.
piloting.
10.
10. Perfect. Evasive maneuvers you were trying to beat. Yeah, and you beat 9. So next time you will add your pilot skill +1 to the ship's AC. So I think that's 2 +2 to the AC.
My pilot skill is 1
1. Yeah, so it'll be
plus 1. Yeah, so 2. Yeah.
as Oksana's having a stroke, basically.
Oh,
sort
I
of.
feel so
Thankfully,
bad.
like her core isn't broken.
No,
All right.
I would have purposely
Fire the gun.
Eat lasers, space squid.
You tried.
I had a dream this morning that I would do this wrong,
Yeah.
and so I remember that dream right before I do it, and I do it a different way. I spin on top
Are you
of
doing the one
turret.
where we backtrack 6 seconds of
No,
time? Or
this is just one where I can re-roll
reroll?
one roll.
Okay. Ludwig for a moment sees himself missing and then opens his eyes and fires again.
The tiniest bit better,
Tiniest bit better.
but it's still only 9.
That does not hit one of the space squids. The spin.
Stupid visions.
Thea, you are dealing with this crisis.
9.
That just does it. As you go into the system to the one thruster that's still on, as you are turning and you swivel the thruster, the ship lurches under you, and you sort of take a slight nosedive towards the base of the ship, and all of the flame for the back of the ship like blasts out. You see behind you like armor stripping from the squid as you are blasting it for like a solid minute with everything from this
Are we
full
just
power.
doing this?
You are donutting in space. You are donuting. Everybody, like, lean. You guys have to lean this way, they lean that way. As you are donutting in space. And it eventually, like, its little limbs sort of pull off, and this charred hunk of flesh drifts into space, and you right the programming laser. And that is when you, like, just take a massive wind out, and all of you are thrown. And 2 of them have been taken care of. The third one is going to attempt to glom on because it is close enough.
They have a
But you have a
16
plus
AC
2.
now.
You have a 16. It is misses.
Oh,
it is
my God.
as it's trying to like catch you as you're donutting.
Didn't expect that, did ya?
All right,
Weird
what do you do?
tentacle crap.
What do you do?
All right. Let's try and take care of this last one. See if we can generate. It's 3 CP to fire all guns, right?
Yep.
4.
3. It was changed.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys can cross that out.
Nice.
It was the update.
Oh,
So we
if
have one already. 2 people just do their duties, and then we've got 3.
Yep.
Yeah. Do we want to, before we were able to fire all guns and crash systems, do we want to do that again just in case we miss?
You could also like fire all guns and evasive maneuvers, or
But,
that might
some
be
sort
harder
of
to do.
backup. Some sort of backup.
So evasive maneuvers again. Will that stack onto the last time, or was that +2 only
goes
for that
away.
one turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's try and get the 3 plus the 2 for evasive maneuvers if we can do that. Because then at least we'll get more CP.
So you
If we
want
miss.
5 total. You've got 1 now, so 2 people need to go above and beyond.
Thea is going to go above and beyond to support the firing of the guns by.
Anyone turning the other half of Oksana back
I
around?
was waiting my turn.
Okay.
You can just simply tell Ludovic how to fire the guns because currently he's just making stuff up.
I think Thea's going to adjust his screen so that the one remaining ship is just lit up with a target on it. It's
A little training target reticle. Yeah.
Ludovic, you've turned up your targeting computer.
Oh, thank you. Controls were inverted. Who uses Southpaw?
Roll your programming intelligence.
Well, one of them was good.
Yeah.
10.
Just you successfully highlight this final threatening drone on the reticule, whatever. It is beeping in front of you, and you will be able to. That generates 3 because your program skill is 2.
That's right.
Okay. How are you going above and beyond, Kika?
So, when you turn off a set of very large switches,
Kika, turn on.
they need to be turned on in the correct fashion. So I actually have to go right next to the breaker. There's a little list of
Turn them back on.
yeah, but Kika can't read it.
It's not in Braille or something.
Kika doesn't ever use the instructions. So she's
And with a wing and a prayer, she turns the breakers back on. Roll your fix and intelligence.
Fixing your own.
Okay, so I have the right to reroll.
You have the ability to do a reroll once per scene, and you know the threshold for this is 9.
Yeah, I just rolled on 4 dice. 4. So
4's the highest?
no, 3 is the highest. I rolled a 1 and 1 and a 2. So I'm gonna reroll.
Embarrassing.
Just remember what I did to the green one.
I'm not gonna do that to them.
Okay.
Better.
Did you beat a 9?
Wait just a second. 6, 7, 8. What if I made 9?
Look at how cute we are.
Yeah, I will accept it. It will be you meet or exceed 9.
Okay.
You generate the 3 command points. So with that,
This one's
you are able to do evasive maneuvers and fire all guns.
So the engines kick back on suddenly and whip us all back
Never
into
do
the
that
right.
again, Kika.
There's a long list of instructions that I'm not allowed to do now.
And Ziana immediately redirects power in the engines, sliding them through space and trying to both line up the shot for.
Wait, sorry. The engines come back on.
Oh,
You go the direction I point first.
we go different directions.
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't read on camera, because then
Yes,
yeah,
I got it.
yeah, that was terrible.
It's okay, we didn't practice with you.
We didn't.
Yeah,
we
we
didn't
just sort of
practice.
We didn't
surprised you
know.
on camera with it, with oh, by the by.
Okay.
I'm just
roll
on
your
the other
evasive
side of the
maneuvers.
bridge, so.
Roll fire all
Yeah.
guns.
You're the other direction.
16.
That will hit. Roll the damage. So 1d4 once, and then the 2d4 you can roll twice. Take the high.
3.
Nope.
Okay.
And 7.
That will be enough.
Which is good, because I rolled a 7.
Forgot I have sound effects. As you fire both of the guns, the first one sort of penetrates through and rips off some of the armoring, and the next one just explodes it. As you're just spending the entire time getting used to the fact that you have full power in your ship again.
Yeah.
And you do not quite successfully roll a base of maneuvers. With that, the 3 drones that were chasing you have been dispatched. You are incredibly close to your target location. Give me one. We will drop out of space combat, and give me one last piloting an intelligence or dex roll to make it to the docking bay while flying casual. Does anyone want to assist her in any way?
Yeah, I would. I think now, because we don't have any more ships near us, instead I'm gonna try and bounce our signal off of the debris of the other ships to create that same sort of like blanket effect. But this time it's off of their own dead things.
Yeah.
I know. Morbid.
Pretty good. They're just skin cells.
Oh, hey.
That's pretty good.
14.
Okay. In that case, you can roll an extra die and take the highest.
11.
Okay. You right the batleth. All of you sort of have a moment of calm as you slow the ship down and sort of hover very close to the surface, but far of the Ray's scout ship, sort of skimming over the top and kind of very quietly cutting your engines out at the last moment, drifting into this small, narrow docking bay. There's a little bit of like bumping on the sides because it is a narrow port, but you get enough in that you are able to open the airlock, and the ship is fairly firmly docked on the edge of this Wraith ship. Captain, we are... Docked is a loose word, but I would use it in this situation. There is no pressure immediately outside of this ship. I suggest you wear vac suits. And be prepared for anything.
I hate the vac suit.
Please come back, Captain.
That's the goal. But Oksana, monitor life signs. If they're all gone, you have to leave. Everyone.
I make no promises.
Oh, come on, Oksana. I'd do it.
I would have done it, but now I don't think I can. I would be fighting with myself if I did. This is uncomfortable.
Ziana kind of doesn't know what else to do, and so just kind of rests her hand on the console for a moment before she stands up from the pilot's chair and says through comms, "Everyone suit up."
You have an interesting ship. Is that offensive? Do you not like ships?
I don't understand what you mean.
Like monkeys. Apparently you don't like monkeys. I don't know the correct term for this
The ship
craft.
is the Batleth, but Oksana is the AI attached to it. They're, at the moment, one and the same, but separable,
I just
possibly
want to
in the
know
future.
what to say so I don't offend people.
I appreciate the consideration, perhaps asking Oksana whether or not she would like to be referred to as the ship.
She just says,
No, that's...
Don't ask her telepathically.
Oksana, what do you want to be called?
It depends on what you are referring to. If you are referring to me as a personality, my name is Oksana. I am an artificial intelligence.
I was simply going to say that you have a very interesting ship, but I feel like this entire conversation has communicated that better than anything else I could say.
Accurate.
I have undergone recent changes. I think I am more interesting than I once was.
I agree, not having known you before.
You've always been very interesting, Oksana.
Thank you. I think.
You're welcome.
Go. We don't have long, I'm sure.
No. So, if nobody else has anything else, we all suit up, head to the airlock.
Can I wear my helmet with a suit?
Yes.
Do I have like a really big like helmet that goes over this helmet?
I think to an extent the suits are like malleable. I imagine suits kind of have some ability to adjust size depending on your suit. So yeah,
Or
I
if the
think
helmet was made by spacefaring people, then maybe it's airtight.
I think the helmet's not. It's mostly decorative. I think what it is that you were lent a lioness head for the suit that is attached and like retrofitted, so you have an extra large head that goes in your vac suit and just a small petite little body.
So just bucket. Again, bucket.
This isn't Skyrim.
And that is where we will pause for our break as our crew exit the Batleth and enter the raise. We're gonna read donations. Thank you so much for sticking with us during this first half of our final episode of this season of Leviathan Distant Stars. Oh, I gotta log in. Roxana, you have a beautiful body and a lovely personality.
Who knows, Quasi? Who knows?
If we told you, you wouldn't watch the second half. Come on. Get your head in the
I
game.
know,
Get
having looked into
your
her
head in
head.
the game. Is that the... No, we're not gonna.
What?
Okay,
What's
I'm gonna be
happening?
focused. I'm gonna keep
Okay,
talking
okay,
about
so-
Leviathan and how great it is and how you, after the break come back.
After these
That was my vamps.
We'll be
I was
right back.
What is that?
I don't know.
We're children of the 80s, so.
No, Lauren is not.
I don't even know what it
am,
was,
but I
but
was
my brain
closer.
do have a
I
single.
can't, but I watched a lot of recorded video of cartoons that my parents recorded in the
right.
US, and then I watched. But because there was no new ones, we just watched the same ones on repeat, so I would start memorizing the ads that was on the video cassettes as well as the actual shows.
That's
Because jingles
Born in-
are very catchy.
born in the
That-
90s, raised in the 80s.
I appreciate that
I
after.
was born in the 80s.
Oh, that's right.
I appreciate that after months of that jingle going through my head silently every time you said something like that,
Yeah.
somebody finally said it. Thank you, Tony.
So, our first donation that came through is from Benny Bear with $42. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the entertainment during this season. Less than 3. Wait. No. That was before our donations came through. So thank you for donating prior to the show. The first one during the show was from Grinny Weasley with $10. Thank you for being a splendid,
Oh, God.
being a Spirend, traveled around the universe and back again. Your heart is true, your spell, and
And
as
a
confident as
confidant.
Leviathan Season 3, the Golden Girls of Space.
Oh, God.
Evelyn bought Rivka with $50. So how many subs is this? Hashtag all the love and hype and things. You make my life better. Keep being awesome. In parentheses, Claudia, I cannot wait for more of the tardigrades. Really? Go tardigrades. William _DW with $26.74. Thanks for the awesome this season. I can't overstate how much I loved all of the PCs, NPCs, and the story and the location. Still trying to do it all justice in the Wikia. Thank you for keeping that Wikia super well organized. It's really helpful when I forget to write stuff down in my own notes.
They're working so hard.
So hard. Is hard. Evelyn bought Rivka with $50. Tony, this is in the honor of you. All my poor ships, many Leviathan, bring you back so that you can share share love next season. Formerly known as TUDS, still the shipper of ships. Smiley face.
Excellent. I hope there's meat next season.
I feel like Evelyn was on a roll. Evelyn bought Rivka with $5. Claudia,
gosh,
Kika
Evelyn.
is better than any Kylo Ren knockoff. Hashtag blind chicks unite. Also another fake sub gift. Wahaha. Please get partnered already.
We're
Trying.
things are happening as in we said things. Wait, am I allowed
Yeah,
to
they
talk about
know. They know that an application was submitted and we haven't heard back. I think.
it?
Yeah?
Things happened. They're
They know
happening.
now.
I know. Whatever. Paladin Hulk
Don't
with
worry about it.
$5.95. Season finale. I bet it's going to be tense and exciting. I'll want to close my eyes, of course. Then I'd fall asleep, so that's not an option. Good luck, team. Go the fuck to sleep.
We care about you. Get some sleep. The VOD will be here. Get some
And
sleep.
none with $25. April showers bring some employment powers, but April Fools, we make sit on dunce stools. Hashtag this month's sub. Less than 3. Thank you, Anon. Mythalian with $10. Tylo is best pirate. Let's be real here, Kika. He takes after his mom after all. Winky face. So much. Pumpkin going one with $28.57. I am still hoping for a Kika plushie. Now I want a Ludwig plushie and a strawberry plushie. All the plushies.
All the plushies.
All the plushies. Evelyn bought Rivka with $1. Ads are annoying. You know what what isn't and feels good? Absolution. It's absolution.
Oh,
When you run an ad
Absolution.
like a solid tactic, run an ad blocker, donate $1. Don't feel bad about it.
I thought that's what, what's his name? I thought absolution is what Conrad put on his belly. He
Absolution.
said in good quality.
There's probably a
There
thing
is
called
probably an absolution.
Oh.
Demolition one with $5. Dear Red. Wait, that's wrong. Wrong series. Good luck tonight, everyone. Leviathan's my favorite RPG series on Twitch. What? Is that because it's your favorite space series?
I think that's a really big compliment.
Yeah, I
It
feel
is. It super is. Wait, Can-Can dancers, unite.
Now that you've said that, people are struggling.
I know.
Oh, focusing. Grinny Weasley with $5. This small tip is to go towards getting Jeff Goldblum to be a member of the Geek Space
Oh
team.
my goodness.
I am so ready for that, please. Hello, Jeff Goldblum. My name is Random Tuesday. I would like to have you as a player at my table. Please say yes.
Jeff Goldblum,
Welcome.
come join us.
Welcome to the future ex-Miss Malcolm Club.
Jeff Goldblum then tipped $5, or I should say donated. I heard there was work for me here. I'm not sure what's going on, but gosh, you all just look fantastic. Look at you. That's my best Jeff Goldblum
That
impersonation.
wasn't that bad.
It's not terrible, because I wasn't realizing I was doing a Jeff Goldblum impersonation until halfway through. Anyway, and then finally, Evelyn bought Rivka. Okay, not finally. With $5, Kika, you gave Oksana a stroke. That was supposed to be a solution. Hashtag game feels.
We gotta
You gave her more of, what's that called when just half of your face goes numb?
You fell asleep.
Bell's palsy.
Oh.
You gave her more of a Bell's palsy than you gave her a stroke because her brain was fine, but her musculature was half off. Archaeos46
For a
with
little
$10. You've all done great work this season, both those here now and those in previous episodes. Thank you. And finally, the Great Monkey with $50.74. No time for wise words today. Too busy being capture in the story.
Aww.
Captured.
Thank you, Great Monkey.
Thank you so much.
Thank
The
you,
Great
Greg
Great-
Monkey. And
thank
we
you,
hit
Great
goal
Human.
from what I was seeing. Chat. Goal.
First goal.
First goal.
All right, with that, we're going to take a quick break. We will return in like 10 minutes. So go make yourselves feel better by taking care of your bodies and then return to see if anyone dies.
I met Jeff Goldblum last week.
What?